Madden 25 hit stores on August 27th. This is called cross-promotion between TYT Sports and Nerd Alert. Tim Frisch, what up, dude?
Hey, how's it going?
So you're an Eagles fan, which sucks. You are on Nerd Alert, obviously, and you're a big football fan. So I thought you were the perfect candidate to do a little Madden 25, previews of that sort. So let's start with the quarterbacks.
Brilliant.
Okay, so here are the top 5, and then I'll get into who you think are overvalued, undervalued. So give me your take in a moment. Aaron Rodgers, number 1 overall at 98, really doesn't surprise me at all. He is fantastic in every way possible. Tom Brady at 97, Peyton Manning at 97, Drew Brees at 96, Matt Ryan at 94. A lot of people are going to say Matt Ryan is not deserving of that 94 rating, but the fact that he has had pretty much flawless regular seasons, not only back-to-back, but you could even say the last 3 years, is totally fine with me. I don't dispute any of the top 5. I mean, do you?
Certainly the top 4 are always spoken in the same breath. These are the elite 4, and then Matt Ryan is number 5, which is usually not argued that much, but usually sometimes people put their favorite quarterback.
You get a small percentage.
Yeah.
A few notables. Colin Kaepernick, you want to take a stab at what he is?
Well, I know.
Oh, you already know.
I did a little research.
Okay, I would say Jesus, but the camera's not on him. He is 89. So I guess I don't really have a problem with that either. RG3 is also an 89. I mean, the big question...
There's a huge group at 87, 88, and 89. 7 quarterbacks in total in that 3-point stretch, yeah. That seems kind of like a cop-out on Madden's part to be like, all these quarterbacks are going to be a bitch if they're like lower than the high 80s, so we'll just shove them all up in there and they'll be happy. Yeah, I do.
All right, let me hear.
I do. It's Matt Schaub, Alex Smith at 87. Colin Kaepernick.
Alex Smith is an 87? Okay, I'd go with
Colin
like an 85.
Kaepernick, Cam Newton, RG3, and Russell Wilson at 89. Oh, and sorry, Andrew Luck and Tony Romo at 88.
As an Eagles fan, Michael Vick at 81.
I'm not really going to argue that because, I think Michael Vick is
You weren't
great.
thinking like 84 or anything like that? Too high?
I think he is undervalued, but not by a whole lot. I personally think that Joe Flacco is overrated at 93.
So let's move along to the running backs. Adrian Peterson is undoubtedly a 99, and I drafted him in the 3rd round of fantasy football. So that was awesome, even though I sucked last year. Marshawn Lynch is 96, Arian Foster is 95, then Ray Rice and Jamal Charles are 94. As much as I was in favor of Joe Flacco with the what have you done for me lately, I'm still thinking he should be like a 90.
Running back is my contentious position because I think Adrian Peterson is both overvalued and undervalued.
How so?
Because I don't think he's as well as all the people expect him to be. It was 9 months since his ACL injury. Yeah. That's not a lot of time. People take years sometimes to get over this.
So out of anything, you're proving the point that he's deserving of a 99 rating because it is incredible that he came back from that in such a short amount of time, less than a year, and yet he put up over 2,000 yards. Do you have anyone in the running back position that you think is overvalued, undervalued at all?
No, I looked through the top 30 or 40, and I thought most of them were pretty spot on.
Okay, all right, well, let me see. I have a few. Maurice Jones-Drew, he missed how many games? 6 games last year. What?
What's his rating?
91.
That's pretty high.
I mean, come on, that's a little ridiculous to me. Granted, he is the face of the franchise. 91, missing 6 games, not deserving. A few undervalues. Reggie Bush had one of the best years of his career. Want to take a guess at what his rating was?
High 80s?
83.
Yeesh.
That's low, at least. I mean, for me personally, great year with the Dolphins. Like his best year since his rookie year. He had 227 attempts. He matched his total from his rookie year with 6 touchdowns. I thought that was ridiculous. Jacquizz Rodgers at an 81 I thought was ridiculous as well because he's pretty much the same exact fucking player as CJ Spiller. You can line him up anywhere. He had a tremendous amount of receptions as a running back. Putting him as an 81 is an insult. Darren Sproles at 87. I could make a case that that's an insult. And Jonathan Dwyer at 76 I thought was way too low.
You're right. I did have CJ Spiller here as overvalued. I had him in the wrong category.
Completely overvalued.
He had an enormous jump from last year, didn't he?
Yeah.
He was only like low 80s last year, and now he's...
I was going to get into the most improved, actually, when we close out, but now that you brought it up, he went from an 80 to a 91.
What?
Yeah.
Nobody does that.
That's the 4th best. I'll get into the most improved in just a little bit. So now wrapping up the offensive-minded players, the receiving core, wide receivers and tight ends. We're going to go through the top 5 and then get into who Frisch thinks is overvalued or undervalued. No surprise, Calvin Johnson is a
99.
99, he's Naturally. Megatron, so no surprise there. Rob Gronkowski is a little surprising to me because He is injured. He's out for many weeks this coming year. They don't take it. They don't take injuries into account, which I really don't like. So him being a 98, drop him to a 94, 93 maybe. Andre Johnson at 97, I don't dispute at all. Then the two tight ends that are tied for fourth, as a matter of fact, is Jason Witten, who's a 96, who had the most catches out of any tight end with 110 last year, and Jimmy Graham, who is also a 96, and I believe is going into a contract year. If not this year, then next year. So that's also some big news.
I do think Gronkowski is overvalued. I think he's a great player, but not a 98.
Okay.
I have as my under is Deshaun Jackson, mostly because I'm an Eagles fan.
He's an 83, right?
He's an 85.
That's way too good for Deshaun Jackson. I drafted him last year in fantasy football. I followed him very, very closely, as I have in the last few years. Basically, what I'm thinking is Maurice Jones-Drew, Deshaun Jackson, they're all off the name, is pretty much how I feel. Like, Maurice Jones-Drew is an established name in this league. He missed 6 games. Nobody should be over a 90 unless they're like the Super Bowl MVP, in my opinion.
Oh, then you just have a different weighted scale than I do. Because there are a ton of players on here that are high 90s.
Well, I mean, who else do you disagree with? Oh, you disagree with Deshaun Jackson saying he should be higher than an 85.
Yeah.
What should he be?
I don't know, at least 89.
I completely disagree. He had a terrible year last year.
I know, 98 speed on here.
No, 98,
Nobody's faster than him.
98 speed, I'm kind of okay with. I probably would have given him like a 94 because all those hits he's taken over the middle have, I think, they've not decimated him, but they've slowed him down a little bit. The one thing that I completely disagree with is the fact that Antonio Gates is an 87, okay? An 87. You know who had a better year than him last year? Jermaine Gresham. He's an 80. Here are the statistics to back me up. And Tyler Eifert, by the way, the rookie out of Notre Dame, is also an 80. Ridiculous. So Jermaine Gresham was 7th in receptions, 8th in yards, okay? Follow me. Antonio Gates, 19th in receiving yards, his lowest since his rookie year. And he placed 19th overall as a tight end, according to NFL.com. How is Jermaine Gresham an 80? He's 7 points lower than Antonio Gates. This goes into my exact point that we just made, that this is all off the established names.